Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome to Primetime Local News. We have lots on the show today, lots of local content, of course. In sports, CPCA, your documentary is running soon. So
yes, tomorrow evening at 7:30, the long-awaited CPCA documentary about the 2018 finals. Should be very, very exciting.
Yeah, and lots of people love the chuck wagons around here. So lots to look forward to. And in agriculture, Connor, you're saying there's a new tool.
Yeah, there's a new tool that will help producers when it comes to harvesting their fields with new combine tools. We get a closer look at how an app actually kind of helps out with that. So it's going to be pretty exciting for those out there that are harvest producers.
And then earlier today, we did ask you a question over on social media, so we will get to those answers right away. Of course, Trudeau was in Edmonton today, so we're talking Trans Mountain Pipeline again. But first, we're going to head over to Frog Lake, where our Brittany is for tonight's big game.
I'm down here in Frog Lake, and tonight the Bonnyville Pontiacs are taking on the Lloydminster Bobcats for an exhibition game in the preseason. As you can see behind me, the seats are empty, but we're expecting a full house tonight. Puck drop goes down at 7:30. Now over to you, Stacy, for news.
You may love golf and spend a fair share of time on the course, but nobody loves golf as much as Lac La Biche's Kevin Perry. Boom 103.5's Scott Mitchell chatted with him about a very unique fundraiser next week.
Hey, we are at the Lac La Biche Golf and Country Club. I'm Scott Mitchell from Boom 103.5 with Kevin Perry. Road to Hope is a charity organization that will drive cancer patients to their appointments in the city from Lac La Biche and Athabasca counties for free. So Kevin wants to help out with that. Last year, 150 holes, $28,000 race. What are you looking to do this year?
Well, we're going to keep with the theme that it takes like $210 to drive cancer patients to and from their appointments in the city round trip. So we're going to keep with that theme. We're going to golf 210 holes in one day to support the Road to Hope Foundation and try and raise $21,000.
And why are you doing this, and in specific for Road to Hope itself?
Just get them more on the map. A lot of people don't know that this service exists, and it's more for awareness more than money. And for more than me golfing, it's to support the Road to Hope Foundation, get them on the map so more people know that they're out there to use the service and to donate to it.
Yeah, how can people donate to your Golf for Hope as well?
Well, they can go on the Road to Hope website, and they have the address there, roadtohope.ca. They have a mailing address, so you can mail a check, or you can go and do an e-transfer at Road to Hope Treasurer 616@gmail.com.
Thursday, September 13th, we're going to be cheering Kevin on as he does his 210 holes of golf at the Lac La Biche Golf and Country Club. Details at roadtohope.ca. I'm Scott Mitchell in Lac La Biche.
Well, joint and muscle pain affects not only humans, but horses as well. As Brittany Matika explains, racehorses used in the CPCA are receiving a specialized treatment to reduce pain and help keep them out on the track.
Pulse electric magnetic therapy is helping wagon horses feel a need for speed and ready to round the barrels. Dallas Wiley is an equine sports therapist and says her four-legged patients experience a lot of relief from the magnetic waves.
With the horses, of course, we can't ask them if they feel any better, but we do see it when we use it on them at night and they can walk out of the barn in the next morning, or horses that have had a little bit of a stumble or an injury, and we use it on their joints, and the swelling isn't as big as what it should be.
Wiley says the machine works on cell regeneration.
So we increase circulation, we reoxygenate the blood, we decrease inflammation, and they really, really like it. It's almost like a massage, but it can just go a lot deeper.
Pulse electric magnetic therapy is common on the racetrack for horses, but can also be used on humans for pain reduction. Wiley says the therapy takes about 6 to 10 minutes to complete.
You can decrease pain up to about 70% with them, even just for a couple days, so then they don't have to take as much pain medicine.
Although Wiley says the treatment can't repair a problem if it's chiropractic or soft tissue, it can significantly reduce pain.
Not an everyday thing. If you want to get rid of immediate pain, though, you can do it a couple days back to back. But we like to think of it as a maintenance thing where you're doing it maybe once a week to maybe twice every month.
Brittany Matika, Primetime Local News.
Lloydminster is welcoming back an event that is all about empowering women. Because the first event and night at the museum was such a huge success, Ignite YLL was very excited to host another evening focused on networking and building relationships with young women in the community.
And it's a night at the World Cafe. And so it'll be a World Cafe style discussion with different questions posed to the attendees and all focused around leadership in our community and what we'd like to see going forward.
The event is open for anyone to attend and will have a range of women from coaches to stay-at-home moms. The goal is to have an open discussion about what a leader looks like today.
So we know that there's great value in networking and connecting, and so a large portion of the event is that. It's just people having the time to get together, communicate, share stories, learn new things, and everything like that.
The event takes place September 13th at the Synergy Credit Union. To get tickets, head to startuplloydminster.com. And now let's head over to Michaela to find out what's happening in social media.
All right, this is the part of the show where you become a part of our show. So earlier today, we did ask the question, do you think Trudeau government will get the Trans Mountain Pipeline built? He was in Edmonton today, so we had to go ahead and talk the question because pipeline is what everyone's talking about. So we asked that. We threw up a poll on Instagram, and most of you are saying no. 78% saying no, 22% saying yes. We did get some great comments, but we will touch on those later in the show. We want to hear from you. Tweet us, Instagram, Facebook. Let us know, do you think the Trans Mountain Pipeline is going to be built by the Trudeau government? But we will talk more of this coming up after the break. Welcome back, everyone. Well, lots going on social media today. The new photo dropped for Captain Marvel. Yeah, I'm not a huge movie buff, especially when it comes to superheroes, but I know lots of people are. So what are your thoughts? Are you excited for this?
I'm actually pretty excited. Most people are familiar with Brie Larson now. She did, of course, Room, where she got an Oscar, and was a part of King Kong Skull Island. This is actually the first big superhero movie driven by one female character within the Marvel universe. We've already had Wonder Woman, which is a big success, but now having Captain Marvel come in on the MCU side of things is going to be pretty big, and it comes right before the next Avengers movie.
Yes, exactly. So do you think she's going to be part of the next Avengers movie, Connor?
Yeah, I think that's what they set it up for. I mean, for those that haven't seen Infinity War, I won't say anything, but
no
they definitely do it well of setting up their characters for future movies. So they definitely will have, Captain Marvel will have a really big impact for the next Avengers movie for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't even know very much about superheroes, so I didn't know Captain Marvel was a thing, but now I do. And I like Brie Larson, so maybe I'll go and see it. But also talking today is House of Cards, and I don't know if any of you watched that. Obviously, with the Me Too scandal, Kevin Spacey was named largely in that movement, so is no longer a part of the show, and they announced they killed his character off. Do you think this was the appropriate approach to it?
Well, it actually works out well story-wise, Connor, because ultimately he was going to be killed at some point anyway.
Yep.
Like the show hinted at the large possibility of him being assassinated. So from a character perspective, it actually is not really a leap. And for a lot of people, they preferred Robin Wright as who plays his wife. They preferred her character over his character anyway. So now they get to focus on her. Yeah.
Do you think the show can actually go on without Kevin Spacey, though?
Probably. I mean, like, you look at some shows that have done that with other characters and whatnot, but I mean, it's still popular enough on Netflix that it's going to still be that, be that popular and have that impact that people still will watch every week. So.
Yeah, it's one of their most watched shows for sure.
And we'll obviously talk more about these in our trending panels coming up later. But coming up in sports later, some local action yesterday.
Yeah, indeed. We had plenty of AJHL hockey going on. Still plenty to work with in terms of the rugby event that we had over the weekend. They actually had a great exhibition game on Sunday, which included some ex-national team players. So we'll talk more about that as well.
Awesome. All right. Well, I think we're going to go check in with our Brittany who is down in Frog Lake, getting ready for a big event today, Bonnyville against our home team here in Lloydminster. So what's going on over there, Brittany?
Thanks, Michaela. I'm down here with Clifton Cross, who is the Recreation Director for Frog Lake, and they're very excited about tonight, aren't you?
Yes, ma'am. We've been looking forward to this combination on the reserve from the Junior A Pontiacs just down the road from us. So this is actually the third exhibition game that we got to host here in the Frog Lake New Horizon Center.
That's very exciting. And some of your minor hockey members are going to be out here tonight watching?
Yes, all our minor hockey. We actually have 116 registered players. So all of them, just give me a sec. All of them have the Junior B as their own local heroes, the Junior B T-Birds. And now with the Junior A Pontiacs coming on board, they have a much more larger hero base to look forward to as they're playing hockey.
And why is it so important that some of those young boys and girls have those mentors in their community?
I think it's great for the discipline of the players to have that mentorship just right before your eyes instead of on the television screen. So when they come out and watch the tryouts and then come out and watch the exhibition games, I think it just legitimizes all their efforts on the ice.
Oh, that's awesome. And so now tonight, will they be sitting in the stands?
Oh yes, they'll fill the stands right to the tee.
That's great. And now what has your experience been like working with the Pontiacs?
Great, they're a great bunch of guys, and things have actually escalated, so the relationship will grow only from here on. We get to host the World Junior exhibition game, World Junior Challenge exhibition game. That's Russia versus Canada. First time an international game is being hosted in the First Nation.
That's amazing. You know what? We're going to have more with Clifton coming up after weather.
All right, thanks, Brittany. Look at this weather shot. Sharon sent us in this shot. This is getting ready for harvest just near Saskatchewan, near Lloydminster on the Saskatchewan side. So great photo. If you have any photos of the weather, please do send them in to our email or on social media. We'll be sure to get those up for you. Looking at our numbers now, 18 here in the border city, nowhere near these records. Back in 1984, we were at 28 degrees. That would be nice. And then 1 degree back in 2016. So luckily we are not there, but we're not too far off. Looking at our current temperatures across the region, we are slightly off from our average this time of the year, but we are better off than we were yesterday. A couple of 21s in the south, and then a little bit cooler as we go up north. 17 in Meadow Lake, 14 Isle Cross, 19 in Cold Lake. Lac La Biche is sitting at 18. But like I said, not too off from our averages this time of year. Looking at our satellite radar over the last few hours today, a little bit of cloud cover action, but not really a lot of action going on in the area. Watches and warnings, this was flooded with a frost warning yesterday. Luckily, we are not seeing that just up to the north, so in this area, not going to be affected by that. So hopefully all our farmers can get out there for harvest before the frost gets into the crops. Looking at our Lloydminster 3-day forecast, tomorrow 25% chance of precipitation. Those cloud covers are going to come in throughout the week. Friday, cloud cover and a little bit of rain, 40% chance there. High of 22. But again, we are going to hit a low of 8 overnight. Saturday, back a little bit warmer, 21 and 10 for the low. Averages for this time of the year are 19 and 6, so we're not too far off. We're kind of sitting around that average. But like I said, as long as we don't get any frost, that would be great for our farmers. But we will take a look at more weather details coming up, including your 7-day forecast after the break. But right now, we're going to look at our commodity prices.
All the men who can make it right. First General
Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Joint and muscle pain affects not only humans, but horses as well. As Brittany Matika explains, racehorses used in the CPCA are receiving a specialized treatment to reduce pain and help keep them out on the track.
Pulse electric magnetic therapy is helping wagon horses feel a need for speed and ready to round the barrels. Dallas Wiley is an equine sports therapist and says her four-legged patients experience a lot of relief from the magnetic waves.
With the horses, of course, we can't ask them if they feel any better, but we do see it when we use it on them at night and they can walk out of the barn in the next morning, or horses that have had a little bit of a stumble or an injury, and we use it on their joints and the swelling isn't as big as what it should be.
Wiley says the machine works on cell regeneration.
So we increase circulation, we reoxygenate the blood, we decrease inflammation, and they really, really like it. It's almost like a massage, but it can just go a lot deeper.
Pulse electric magnetic therapy is common on the racetrack for horses, but can also be used on humans for pain reduction. Wiley says the therapy takes about 6 to 10 minutes to complete.
You can decrease pain up to about 70% with them, even just for a couple days, so then they don't have to take as much pain medicine.
Although Wiley says the treatment can't repair a problem if it's chiropractic or soft tissue, it can significantly reduce pain.
Not an everyday thing. If you want to get rid of immediate pain, though, you can do it a couple days back to back, but we like to think of it as a maintenance thing where you're doing it maybe once a week to maybe twice every month.
Brittany Matika, Primetime Local News.
Lloydminster is welcoming back an event that is all about empowering women. Because the first event, A Night at the Museum, was such a huge success, Ignite YLL was very excited to host another evening focused on networking and building relationships with young women in the community.
And it's a night at the World Cafe. And so it'll be a World Cafe style discussion with different questions posed to the attendees and all focused around leadership in our community and what we'd like to see going forward.
The event is open for anyone to attend and will have a range of women from coaches to stay-at-home moms. The goal is to have an open discussion about what a leader looks like today.
So we know that there's great value in networking and connecting, and so a large portion of the event is that. It's just people having the time to get together, communicate, share stories, learn new things, and everything like that.
The event takes place September 13th at the Synergy Credit Union. To get tickets, head to startuployd.com. And let's head now to Brittany, who's out in Frog Lake tonight.
Oh, good call.
All right, I'm down here in Frog Lake and I'm joined by Clifton Cross, the Director of Recreation here. And they have 116 kids registered in minor hockey this year. But we were just talking off camera about the number of talented kids that have come out of Frog Lake. You said we had some that played for the Bonnyville Pontiacs?
Yes, Mike Cardinal, his brother, I can't actually place his name right now, but they both played with the Bonnyville Pontiacs and they moved on to WHL. Recently we had a couple kids, then they're still trying out for the Junior 8 Pontiacs, Junior 8 Bobcats in Lloyd, and then the Pontiac tryout this weekend. So we try to encourage our elite players to expand and move out of the reserve hockey and take part in the bigger and broader game.
That's amazing. So with those 116 kids here tonight and their parents, we're hoping to fill these stands. How many are we expecting to come out?
On average, we get about 700 heads in the stands. All the 116, their parents, and of course the family and friends and fans of the Bonnyville Pontiacs and the Junior A Bobcats. This rivalry we actually watched last season, so we went out and watched in Bonnyville. We're glad to have it here in Frog Lake. It's actually the middle point, so we're actually surrounding Lloydminster, Bonnyville, St. Paul, all the major centers, and we're kind of the hub. So you're welcome to come out to Frog Lake New Horizon Center and rent the ice.
Awesome. And the puck does drop tonight at 7:30. And now Clifton and I were just discussing an exciting game that's coming in December.
Yes, we're honored to be a part of the World Junior A Challenge. The 4 communities that have combined to host it with Bonnyville, Lac La Biche, Coal Lake, and Frog Lake First Nations. So we get to host the Russia versus Canada game. which is actually the first international game in a First Nation, hosted by a First Nation. So honored to do that. December 7th, 2018.
That will be amazing. Thank you so much for joining me, Clifton. And now over to Connor Chan for Agriculture News.
Thanks very much, Brittany. The Canola Council of Canada has a new tool in the field to help producers this harvest season. Jar Lampow learns about the webs-based application.
The combine's a very complex and intricate machine, and I think it can take a lifetime of operating them to fully understand their intricacies. Canola in particular can be quite challenging, so we felt there was really a need for a tool like this to support setting adjustments.
Bracken Reed says this is a web-based tool to help producers better manage their combine operations.
It's quite user-friendly. Basically what it does is take you through a series of stepwise questions to narrow down the large amount of setting adjustments that can be made on a machine. It'll first ask you what harvesting problem are you having, and there's 3 possible answers, and then from there it'll ask more questions to refine the solutions.
Using technology will not eliminate visual inspection, but it will help to make better setting adjustments. The tool was developed last winter and released in July.
The Canola Council went to the Prairie Agriculture Machinery Institute, often referred to as PAMI, and they developed this on behalf of Council. So we went to them basically with the goal of creating this resource for producers and combine operators.
With Harvest On, there are ways producers can get this tool.
So it can be found at canolacalculator.ca. And I just want to mention again, because there has been some confusion, it's a web-based application, so you don't go into an app store and download it. But it can be saved or downloaded for offline use if you're worried about, not having data or connection out in the field.
Gerard Lampow, Primetime Local News.
The federal government has announced $12 million in funding for Canada's canola sector. Federal Agriculture Minister Lawrence MacAulay made the announcement in Winnipeg on Tuesday. Now, the money is earmarked for research, which the government says will include adapting food processing techniques and exploring uses for canola meal in livestock production. MacAulay says that the government is hoping to achieve the $75 billion worth of canola exports by 2025. Federal Agriculture Minister Lawrence MacAulay, once again, he announced that investment of more than $330,000 to the Canadian Hemp Trade Alliance. Now, the money, which MacAulay announced Tuesday at Manitoba Harvest Hemp Foods, is meant to help develop industry grading standards. The government says that as part of the new cannabis legislation, it's updating the industrial hemp regulations to allow the industry to harvest the flowering heads, branches, and leaves of the crop immediately. Now, hemp is used across for a variety of products, including environmentally friendly clothing and building materials, as well as a fiber and protein source in food. Let's take a look quickly at your agriculture prices.
City Center Auto Body is proud to offer the paintless dent removal system. This works by going behind the panel, working out small dents. Lloydminster's trusted auto body shop for over 35 years.
All right, big announcement from the Marvel world today. Brie Larson tweeted that she wanted to break the internet. Look at this. Brie Larson tweeted yesterday, "Hey, EW, I'm bored, want to break the internet?" And then today, this is what was launched. So she is on the cover of the Entertainment Weekly magazine as Captain Marvel. Are you guys excited for this? This girl is. She just realized Captain Marvel is coming out on International Women's Day, and she thinks it's so beautiful. And then, but there's another fact that some people are talking about. Why is nobody talking about the fact that Samuel L. Jackson has been digitally de-aged in Captain Marvel? Let me know, you guys. Are you guys excited to see this movie? I know Josh is, but here he is with your sports.
Now, the grand opening of Lashburn's Rugby Park ended with training sessions and a special exhibition match Sunday evening featuring the Dog River Howlers Rugby Club, as well as some ex-national team members and local athletes. The game provided youth athletes a glimpse at elite competition while celebrating the essence of the sport. Rugby is a game of speed, power, and grit, something that was on full display at the opening of the Murray McDonnell Rugby Park. Sunday's slate of gameplay and training was a first-hand look at higher levels of competition for local youths.
Just to see what hard work and practice can do, and how great the sport can be when it's played properly. Things that will help them in the games they play, but also just engender that love for rugby.
The exhibition game between the Howlers and select athletes came a few hours after the pros worked directly with kids. It's something that many of them have become more enthusiastic about since a recent trip to Nicaragua.
It put a lot of things into perspective for me, and it made me realize that I want to be involved more in this kind of stuff. Like, I get to be here, and it's not just rugby, it's this community came together and built this dream.
Repetition is the obvious benefit, but getting to watch and work with elite players can also give kids confidence in what they can achieve.
I hope one day that I'll be at that level, and I really just enjoy watching them and seeing how they make mistakes too, and I really enjoy it.
And for national team members in attendance, seeing local passion for the sport was just as enjoyable as playing the game.
The heartbeat of rugby is the community game, and even when small towns such as this are building facilities, and it gives you really a good feeling, and you know that rugby's in good hands and it's growing in the places it needs to grow. As an Englishman who's coming from the outside, it's heartwarming to see.
Well, that's it for me in sports. Michaela has your weather next.
All right, look at this beautiful shot Sharon sent in just outside of Lloydminster here on the Saskatchewan side. They're getting ready for harvest over there. If you have a weather shot, send it to me. I want to show it on the TV. Looking at our numbers right across the region, Lloydminster 18, North Battleford a little bit warmer at 19. 19 again in Cold Lake, Wainwright 21, and Bonnyville also sitting in the teens. Overnight's going to hit 5 degrees in some of those areas, and tomorrow only a high of 21, and that's our highest in Wainwright. Here in the border city, 19 degrees, and that's the same in North Battleford, 21 in Wainwright and Bonnyville. Little bit cold at 14. That is much below the seasonal average for this time of the year anyway. But no frost, which is good. We'll have more details coming up, but right now we're going to take a quick break. Stay with us.
We are very excited to have 2 special guests joining us today, all the way from Bloomington, Indiana. We have Lil Bub and her owner, Mike. So I want to welcome you and thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
So we're going to get into Bub's story. Now, Bub is famous. She's got such a cutie, by the way, and almost 2 million followers on Instagram. So tell me a little about her story and how you connected with her.
Bub was the runt of a feral litter, and she was discovered by my friends, girlfriends, sisters, roommates, boyfriend's mom in a tool shed in her backyard. And she was only a week old at the time. This lady nursed her to health along with the other kittens in her litter, and it was apparent that Bub would require extra care. She bounced around a couple houses. No one really felt comfortable taking care of her. She was obviously unique and small, and you could tell that she would require some special care. And so I have a collection of misfit cats, and so my friends messaged me saying, hey, you got to check out this little kitten. And I did check her out and fell in love with her immediately and brought her home with me when she was about 8 weeks old.
And how is she doing now? Obviously, she has some conditions that you have to deal with on a regular basis.
Yeah, with her, she's literally like a 1 in a trillion genetic anomaly. Everything about her is completely unique. So every step of the way has been sort of a challenge, trying to figure out what's going on. But she's 7 years old now. They estimated she would only live a few months, so that's a miracle in itself. She's actually very, very healthy and happy. The biggest challenge is that she has a condition called osteopetrosis. She's the only cat in recorded history born with this condition. It's sort of like the opposite of osteoporosis, where her bones are very thick and dense. There's almost no marrow cavity. But and there's no treatment, and really doctors don't know what to do, but she has a way of overcoming pretty much anything. So the condition doesn't really bother her much. It just impacts her mobility. And so right now she's perfectly healthy. She's a happy cat. She doesn't require special needs that aren't necessarily related to that. She's just, like I have to take her to the bathroom.
Right.
Stuff like that. And she doesn't drink water, so I have to mix water in with her food.
Mm-hmm.
Every pet has special needs in a way. It's just that Bub has her own quirks. So.
And now you have all these millions of followers. How do you keep up with that, Mike?
With the followers?
Yeah, and keep active and make sure that, everybody wants to see Lil Bub every day.
Yeah, it's we've been doing it for 7 years. It's just a part of our routine at this point.
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much. We'll talk to you again next hour. But you can check out Bub's website, lilbub.com, and her Instagram account is IamLilBub. Thank you very much, Mike and Bub. We'll be back in the next hour.
Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Well, you may love golf and spend a fair share of time on the course, but nobody loves golf as much as Lac La Biche's Kevin Perry. Boom 103.5's Scott Mitchell chatted with him about a very unique fundraiser next week.
Hey, we are at the Lac La Biche Golf and Country Club. I'm Scott Mitchell from Boom 103.5 with Kevin Perry. Road to Hope is a charity organization that will drive cancer patients to their appointments in the city from Lac La Biche and Athabasca counties for free. So Kevin wants to help out with that. Last year, 150 holes, $28,000 race. What are you looking to do this year?
Well, we're going to keep with the theme that it takes like $210 to drive cancer patients to and from their appointments in the city round trip. So we're going to keep with that theme. We're going to golf 210 holes in one day to support the Road to Hope Foundation and try and raise $21,000.
And why are you doing this, and in specific for Road to Hope itself?
Just get them more on the map. A lot of people don't know that this service exists, and it's more for awareness more than money. And for more than me golfing, it's to support the Road to Hope Foundation, get them on the map so more people know that they're out there to use the service and to donate to it.
Yeah, how can people donate to your Golf for Hope as well?
Well, they can go on the Road to Hope website, and they have the address there, roadtohope.ca. They have a mailing address, so you can mail a check, or you can go and do an e-transfer at Road to Hope Treasurer 616@gmail.com.
Thursday, September 13th, we're going to be cheering Kevin on as he does his 210 holes of golf at the Lac La Biche Golf and Country Club. Details at roadtohope.ca. I'm Scott Mitchell in Lac La Biche.
Joint and muscle pain affects not only humans, but horses as well. As Brittany Matika explains, racehorses used in the CPCA are receiving a specialized treatment to reduce pain and help keep them out on the track.
Pulse electric magnetic therapy is helping wagon horses feel a need for speed and ready to round the barrels. Dallas Wiley is an equine sports therapist and says her four-legged patients experience a lot of relief from the magnetic waves.
With the horses, of course, we can't ask them if they feel any better, but we do see it when we use it on them at night and they can walk out of the barn in the next morning, or horses that have had a little bit of a stumble or an injury, and we use it on their joints, and the swelling isn't as big as what it should be.
Wiley says the machine works on cell regeneration.
So we increase circulation, we reoxygenate the blood, we decrease inflammation, and they really, really like it. It's almost like a massage, but it can just go a lot deeper.
Pulse electric magnetic therapy is common on the racetrack for horses, but can also be used on humans for pain reduction. Wiley says the therapy takes about 6 to 10 minutes to complete.
You can decrease pain up to about 70% with them, even just for a couple days, so then they don't have to take as much pain medicine.
Although Wiley says the treatment can't repair a problem if it's chiropractic or soft tissue, it can significantly reduce pain.
not an everyday thing. If you want to get rid of immediate pain, though, you can do it a couple days back to back. But we like to think of it as a maintenance thing where you're doing it maybe once a week to maybe twice every month.
Brittany Matika, Primetime Local News.
And let's check with what's happening in weather with Michaela.
All right, today wasn't really that bad at all. No frost, fortunately, in the area at all, which is really nice for our area farmers. Looking at our map right now, a couple of 19s, 18s kind of across the region, mostly sitting underneath the norm for this time of the year. If we put this map into motion, these are the next 24 hours. You can see that cold front is coming out of the west, and so that is going to bring our temperature down throughout the night. Looking toward, oh, we are frozen. There we go. Looking at our regional overview, couple of teens for tomorrow, 19 in Cold Lake. Wainwright sitting at 21, Bonnyville also at 19. Overnight getting to a low of 5 degrees. Fortunately, no frost in the area. Looking at our school day forecast, 8 a.m. when you're catching the bus, a little bit of cloud cover. Into recess, that cloud cover is going to go throughout the day. 14 over the lunch hour, and home time is 17 degrees. So you're going to need that jacket in the morning, and then you can get rid of it overnight. Looking at our 7-day forecast, a little bit of rain on Friday, 22 for the high, Saturday 21, dipping down to only 11 on Sunday, going back up on Monday to 14, a little bit of rain there. Tuesday, 11 and 10 to round up the week. We'll have more details later in the show, but first, here's what's happening.
Hey Lakeland, Justin Marshall from Cool 101.3 with a look at what's happening around the Lakeland area. Well, this Saturday here at the Bonnyville Rodeo Grounds, the Bonnyville Ag Society putting on their annual fall fair. It's from 11 to 4, and there's going to be tons of events. Here to tell me about some of the events, Ag Society member Louise Bellamy. What do you got going on?
All kinds of things. There's going to be bouncy houses, face paintings, wagon rides, pony rides. There is 107 tables so far at the farmers market. And we have a gymkhana. The 4-H are bringing cow-calf pair displays. And there's lots going on. It's
one of the things that I love, 107 vendors for the farmers market. Everything's going to be local vegetables, local produce, local meat, and everything's local right from the Lakeland.
Yes, it is.
You're definitely going to have to pick up some steaks, right?
Oh, I think I have some already.
One of the things, too, that I really love, so many things for the kiddies to do, bouncy castles. Why do you do this annual fall fair each and every year?
Just give back to the community and to the kids in the community.
And giving back to the community you are, because absolutely free, starting at 11 right till 4. Come down, shop at the farmers market, get your kids in the bouncy castles as well. And this is really cool. At night, starting at 5 o'clock, brand new music jam session.
That's right, with the beer gardens. It starts at 5. It's open to anybody that wants to come out and play.
So do you think I should come down and play the harmonica or something, Louise?
I think that'd be great.
If you have an event you'd like to feature on what's happening, please email Justin at 1013coolfm.com.
All right, well, our Prime Minister was in Edmonton today talking about Trans Mountain Pipeline. So earlier this morning, we asked the question, do you think the Trudeau government will get the Trans Mountain Pipeline built? And here's what you had to say. So we put up the question, wanted to know, do you think, he was pretty adamant today at the press conference that it was going to get built, but here's what you had to say on social media. Jody, nope, and he never had any intention of it either. And David, well, he laughed and says, yeah, right, he only bought it to buy more time for them to kill it. Pretty unanimous all over Facebook. Brent says it will get built, but it'll cost taxpayers even more. than it already has because we've already paid for it, but we can't build it. And Sandra says, no, but we're getting closer to election time. They will get Canadian voters. They are working on it and try to swing votes in their favor. And then Stewart has to say, nope, he will talk circles around the issue and blame the courts for the failure. He doesn't have the leadership or integrity to take ownership of the failure. A true leader doesn't blame others for the failures under their tenure. All right, so I think we know how you feel, but do let us know. Keep those comments coming in. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, do let us know. And right now we're going to go back to Brittany, and she's with the defenseman from the Bonnyville Pontiacs.
Number 15 for the Bonnyville Pontiacs, Luke Albert joins me now. So Luke, it is your second year on the team, coming in halfway through the season from BC. So tell us now, what are your expectations for the season?
I think this year we have really high expectations coming off last year. Our team went through a lot of adversity last year. We got 10 guys coming back, a lot of new faces, and I think we're meshing well, and we should be one of the top teams in the AJ this year for sure.
And what have you seen in training camp now with a bunch of rookies?
We got a lot of good young talent this year. There's going to be a lot of tough decisions for Rick and the coaching staff to make. But a lot of good young talent for sure.
And are you already feeling the group start to gel and really come together?
Yeah, I know. It's kind of just we meshed really well right off the beginning. Just a couple bastard nights here and there, and we're close right now.
Awesome. And now, what about tonight? We're versing the Bobcats for the third game. What are you expecting?
I think we'll definitely come up on top tonight. We got a pretty deep roster tonight, a lot of returning guys, so it's going to be exciting to watch tonight for sure.
And now playing defense, what are your goals for yourself this season?
I think I just want to be a leader on the back end for sure coming to my second season. We've got a lot of returning guys too, but definitely I just want to be that veteran guy and have a lot of leadership for young guys out there.
And do you think that you're going to play that leadership role this season?
I would like to, for sure.
That's awesome. And now, how was your bus trip in?
Well, actually, I drove in today, so it was a lot faster than the bus. So
he rushed here just to make this interview, so big appreciation for him. And now, rapid fire, should pineapple be on pizza?
Definitely not.
Not a fan. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining us, Luke.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Back to you in the studio.
All right, we're down at Best Buy, and I'm joined by Daryl Truba, manager here at Best Buy, and we're talking what's trending in tech. People are going back to school. They need the stuff for the classroom, but it can actually go outside of the classroom. So let's start with this Chromebook right here. Now, this is a durable piece of equipment.
Absolutely. So this is aged toward our younger kids that are going to school. They're going to need that device that can travel with them in and out of the classroom. So they're going to use it for education purposes when they're there, but they can also download some apps, some games, maybe when they're outside at home and want to relax after the class.
Awesome. And this one, it's sturdy. Like, you can almost drop it and it's going to be okay.
These are definitely meant to be tough. They're aged for that younger crowd that needs that extra durability, but also the functionality for purpose of schools.
Awesome. And then, so you can put everything onto this desktop, or yes, it's not a desktop, a laptop, but you can put all your school stuff on there and then take it home as well, right?
Absolutely. Very much like a tablet. So you can use it inside the classroom.
Yeah, and more and more schools are needing these in the classroom, correct?
Absolutely. We hear all the time that students come to class and then they got their lists that they need. The parents come into the store here and they find they need to buy one of these Chromebooks and aren't sure what they're looking for, and we can definitely provide the best assistance there.
Great. Okay, and then for the kids who want to code, now these are some pretty cool products. Can you tell a little bit about this? I mean, I didn't have coding growing up, but...
Absolutely. So these two products, we offer kind of the junior programmer, age 5 to 12. They want to get into programming, but they're not sure quite how.
Yep.
Very, very simplified. You can download the app on your phones, on your tablets, on your computer, pair it up to both products we have here, and program very simple instructions like turn right, turn left, roll forward, roll backward.
So even the parent can get involved in this.
Absolutely.
It's not too hard.
Very tech simple for those savvy ones.
Awesome. And then last but not least, we have a Fitbit Ace. Now, is this new? Because I've never heard about the Ace.
This is a Fitbit. You've probably heard of the smart trackers, fitness trackers, but this is geared again to that young age, 6 to 14. Really looking to get them into fitness at a young age so they can have a healthy lifestyle growing up.
Perfect, and I feel like that's something all parents want their kids to get more active. Exactly.
Included, yeah.
Cool. And so does this pair to a smartphone, or how does that one work?
Very, very simple to pair, but also goes to a tablet or a smartphone. So if we have that young children that may own this and not have a phone themselves, they can pair it to their tablets.
Awesome. Okay, so join us next hour. We're going to be talking more trends, but a pen that can actually do the transcribing for you. That's pretty cool. All right, so join us next hour. We're back with Daryl Truba at Best Buy. All right, so we're going from what's trending in tech to what's trending on the web. Rachel, she's super excited for Captain Marvel. She hopes it's going to inspire 1 million little girls to grow up and become fighter pilots. This is going to be really good, I think, especially for young girls around there. Let me know are you excited for the movie? Let me know on Twitter. And Rolling Stone announced, or House of Cards rather, announced that they're killing off Kevin Spacey off the show. I want to know what you think. This had Twitter kind of in a tizzy. Some were in favor, some weren't. And then if you're a podcast listener, Serial Season 3 is coming back. People were buzzing online about this. And of course, locally, we want to know, do you think the Trudeau government will get the Trans Mountain Pipeline built? 78% of you say no, but you still have time to weigh in. Let us know on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, Primetime Local News. But we're going to take a quick break. Stay with us. Welcome back to Primetime Local News. Lots going on over the web, over in the community today.
Busy day.
Big announcement, Captain Marvel. I didn't know this was a thing. I do now. And
all Marvel fans are so furious at that.
I know. I do admit I don't know much about the superhero world, but you guys are big movie buffs and you do enjoy the Avengers and all that. So
Power
Connor,
Rangers.
are you?
Power Rangers.
He also likes Power Rangers.
Josh Ryan's face is, he's not happy right now.
So are you excited for this?
Yeah, it'll be exciting. I mean, I'm a big Marvel fan, and I mean, I saw Avengers, I saw Ant-Man, the new one, and with the tie-in that it all does together, they do it so well, and I'm really excited to see what they do. Brie Larson is a great actress, and of course, if you haven't seen Room, another great movie. Also, she was in 21 Jump Street as a supporting.
Was she?
Right.
Yeah, she was in 21
She was the
Jump
girlfriend
Street.
in 21 Jump Street.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I definitely missed her in that movie.
Also the ex-girlfriend in Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yeah, well, Josh could tell you any actor's
Josh
roster in any way. Like, he knows if you need a movie question, that's your guy.
I have useless knowledge that way.
I don't see her in a superhero role. Do you think this was the right casting choice?
I actually do. If you watch Kong Skull Island, she handles the sort of vibe of being in an action movie pretty well. And she's a really great actress. Marvel's done a really good job of casting people first and foremost as actors rather than their physicality. And if you see the set photos, like, she's obviously gotten in very good shape for the role. And she's sort of a really strong personality outside of her acting as well. So I think she's going to own this, and add that to a really great cast that includes Sam Jackson. I think it could be a really great film to lead up into the last Infinity War movie.
All right, well, I have no idea what any of that means.
Well, just to Josh's point about how if they thought it wasn't good casting, you look at Paul Rudd with Ant-Man.
Yeah.
He got casted,
he was
wasn't
awesome in
supposed to be.
Ant-Man,
Yeah,
absolutely.
And he got in shape as well. But I mean, it's more of how Ant-Man is as more of a comedic side of things. But he's still Paul Rudd can still hold his own.
And I think this role for women and girls in general is obviously
It's a
really
big role.
great. Yeah, it is. So it's
second lead superhero female character in recent years after Wonder Woman, first by MCU. So
yeah. Well, and I know when I first looked at the picture, I thought, I thought it was Wonder Woman, which is some people were saying online this is a little bit of a ripoff from Wonder Woman, but I guess we'll have to wait and see.
yeah, fortunately their character backstory is much different, so you will
right.
get to enjoy two different stories.
Cool. All right. Well, what do we have coming up in sports later on in the show?
Well, we're going to look once again at rugby from over the weekend. It really was a great weekend for Lashburn. It's going to change their community quite a bit, having those two rugby fields. They can now host provincials there. And honestly, they really enjoyed the alumni game and the exhibition game between the pros and select national team players as well, because that really gave their youth a chance to get to watch high-level rugby, rather, not football. And that's something that's going to stick with some of those youngsters for quite a bit of time.
Well, if I didn't know better, I would think those are the same sport, because you called me out that I'm not very sporty.
Yeah,
exactly.
you're not the most sporty person. That's very
What?
true.
I'm basically Sporty Spice. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, but speaking of sports, that's where our Brittany is. She's down in Frog Lake with one of the players from our home team here. So, Zach Kaiser. What's going on there?
Number 23 on the ice, number 1 in his mom's heart. Zach Kaiser joins us now, center for the Lloydminster Bobcats. So Zach, share with us, what are we expecting tonight?
I mean, it's going to be a hard game. You know, a lot of these guys are still trying to earn spots on the team, so they're going to be working as hard as they can to kind of show their coaches what they can prove. And there's the guys that are coming back who are, you know, trying to get in shape. So I think it's going to be a hard game. Lots of skill out there, and it'll be a fun one.
So last game, 3-1, was a win for the team. What are we expecting to happen tonight out on the ice?
Well, obviously we want the same result, right? The guys, I wasn't here for that game, but they fought hard, it sounded like, and you know, came out with the result they wanted. So obviously we want the same thing.
And what are we seeing with some of the new rookies that are coming up?
We have very skilled, fast rookies. You know, a lot quicker than they've been the last few years I've been here, and you know, it's exciting. A lot of them show a lot of promise, and it's exciting, yeah.
And is the team starting to gel already?
Yeah, no, 100%. You know, these guys, we've all been here for, you know, a few weeks now, been around each other, you know, kind of doing stuff, like having guys over, doing stuff in the community kind of thing. But yeah, no, for sure, everyone's starting to gel together and starting to get a better feel for, you know, who everyone is, and keep that kind of going.
And where do you see your role this year coming up on the team?
You know, I'm the only guy from Travis's first year, so from 3 years ago, I'm the only guy coming back. So obviously, I want to be a presence on the ice and as well in the room, a good leader, and kind of show the younger guys the way. And you know, continue off what I was able to do last year. Hopefully, have an even better year than last year. But yeah.
And what's it been like playing for Travis?
It's been awesome. He's been there for me right from the start. You know, he's always got my back. You know, he plays me in every position, and yeah, no, I've loved playing for him. He's been a really good coach for me.
And now moving out here from Ontario, what do you think of Lloydminster?
It's a lot flatter. You can see a lot farther. You know, I'm from near the city, so it's quite a change. A lot colder too, a lot more bitter winters. But no, I love it in Lloyd. It's lots of good people there, you know, and lots of good friends as well.
Awesome. Thanks so much for joining us, Zach, and good luck in the game tonight. And we're just going to head right back to the studio now.
Yeah, it's definitely much more flat in the prairies. Look at this. We got a flat picture right here. They're getting ready for harvest. Sharon sent this in. Harvest is here. This is just outside of Lloydminster here, just on the Saskatchewan side. But yeah, he said it, very flat in this area. Looking at our numbers here in the border city, currently sitting at 17 degrees, a little bit cloudy. Their records though, 1984, we were sitting at 28, so only 11 degrees off of that. 1 degree in 2016, so much cooler. Current temperatures across the map, a couple of teens, mostly around the region. We have a couple of 20s up down in Vegreville, Wainwright, Provost, Macklin sitting at 22, a couple of 19s, Maidstone, Battlefords. Kind of going all the way up, and cold spot is in Isle Cross at 14 degrees. Look at our satellite radar. We do have some cloud cover coming in from the west. Gonna kind of go over the area, but no frost in our forecast as of right now, which is good for our farmers out there on our flat land. Look at that, no frost warnings. We did see them kind of all over yesterday, so luckily we don't have those coming in overnight. Lloydminster 3-day forecast. Tomorrow going to be sitting at 17, cloud cover into the area. That's going to continue into Friday with a little bit of precipitation. 40% chance there. 22 for the high, 8 for the low. Saturday 21 and 10 for the low there. Averages should be around 19 and 6 for the low. Not too far off, but we would like a little bit more summer if we could. But stay with us. We'll have more primetime local news coming up right after these stock prices. All right, like always, the internet got weird today. The major announcement by Marvel, a woman is going to be Captain Marvel. Very exciting indeed. If you're a big superhero fan, look at this. Brie Larson yesterday tweeted, "I'm bored, want to break the internet tomorrow?" And then today, look at that, Captain Marvel is a thing, and it's coming on National or International Women's Day, I believe. And then look, yep, she's very excited because it's coming out on International Women's Day, and she's super excited. But what else people are talking about is the technologies you can now de-age actors. Look at this. Look how young Sam Jackson looks. He looks 19 at this point. So those actresses that are 45, they look 23. Now they're going to look 12. Let me know what you guys think about this new technology. Is it fair? Not? Yes? I don't know. I'm kind of indecisive. But we're going to toss it over to Josh for a look at your local sports.
I don't know. I'm up for some younger Sam Jackson. That sounds exciting. The grand opening of Lashburn's Rugby Park ended with training sessions and a very special exhibition match on Sunday evening featuring the Dog River Howlers Rugby Club, ex-national team members, as well as some local players. The game provided youth athletes a glimpse at elite competition while celebrating the essence of the sport. Rugby is a game of speed, power, and grit, something that was on full display at the opening of the Murray McDonald Rugby Park. Sunday's slate of gameplay and training was a first-hand look at higher levels of competition for local youths.
Just to see what hard work and practice can do, and how great the sport can be when it's played properly. Things that will help them in the games they play, but also just engender that love for rugby.
The exhibition game between the Howlers and select athletes came a few hours after the pros worked directly with kids. It's something that many of them have become more enthusiastic about since a recent trip to Nicaragua.
It put a lot of things into perspective for me, and it made me realize that I want to be involved more in this kind of stuff. Like, I get to be here, and it's not just rugby, it's this community came together and built this dream.
Repetition is the obvious benefit, but getting to watch and work with elite players can also give kids confidence in what they can achieve.
I hope one day that I'll be at that level, and I really just enjoy watching them and seeing how they make mistakes too, and I really enjoy it.
And for national team members in attendance, seeing local passion for the sport was just as enjoyable as playing the game.
The heartbeat of rugby is the community game, and even when small towns such as this are building facilities, and it gives you really a good feeling, and you know that rugby's in good hands and it's growing in the places it needs to grow. As an Englishman who's coming from the outside, it's it's heartwarming to see.
Yeah, exciting stuff for the community of Lashburn. More exciting stuff on the way in weather, courtesy of Michaela Henschel.
All right, yes, weather is very exciting because we avoided the frost yesterday. So people like Sharon could get out in the field. Look at this. She is ready for harvest. Harvest is here. Beautiful picture. If you have any weather shots, do send them to us on social media or email. That would be great, and I'd love to showcase them. Looking at your numbers across our region right here. A couple of teens, 20 in Wainwright. Tomorrow, not getting too hot. 21 is your hottest again in Wainwright. We'll have more details, including your 7-day forecast, later in the show. Stay with us.
All right, and Mike and Lil Bub are back again. Thanks so much for sticking around, guys. We really enjoy talking to you. And it's just amazing what you've done and how great Bub is doing and everything you've done for her. But I want to find out, you've made it kind of your cause to help other pets that are maybe homeless or have special needs. So how is Bub involved in having that happen?
Well, in a number of ways. When she first started getting famous, which is nothing I ever set out to do, it just sort of happened. It's kind of a long story, I guess. But when that first started happening, we just included a message of animal awareness with everything that we did. And then as things grew and got more intense, I guess you could say, we ended up starting the first National Fund for Special Needs Pets as a partnership with the ASPCA. And it's called Little Bub's Big Fund for Special Needs Pets. And all the proceeds from our appearances and a lot of our merchandise sales go to benefit homeless pets. And to date, Bub has raised over $600,000 for homeless pets.
Good job, Bub.
Yeah, good job, bud. And the fund itself is administered over $300,000 in grants. So yeah, she's quite a philanthropist, I guess you could say.
That's really amazing, and I see she's totally getting into this interview now. Can you tell me what special projects that you guys are involved in? Anything on the go at the moment?
Oh, she's always got her paws in something. There's a movie coming out called I'll Be Next Door for Christmas. That Bub is. We've got a line of pet products, a litter and spray deodorizer that Bub and I have developed together. Our Christmas sweaters are going to be announced pretty soon. That's always a favorite. We've got an appearance in Cleveland, Ohio coming up. I can't keep track of it all.
Now, how did you get? I saw that Michelle Obama was on one of Bub's talk shows, because Bub does have or had a talk show. How did you connect with the former First Lady?
As a rule, from the very beginning, I don't reach out to anyone, and I don't make any active effort to do anything with Bub. So she reached out to us. She said she wanted to be on our show, and I said, okay.
That must be pretty incredible, though.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen when you have a magical space cat.
Now, how do you decide which appearances you can actually take her to and how much she can do in a week or a month? Is it just based on her health or based on your schedule, basically?
It's based on my schedule. I mean, there are a lot of parameters that we consider. Bub's health and safety is number one. She's, as you can see, not like most cats. She actually loves to travel. In fact, it's prescribed by her vet. It's very good for her bone condition. So traveling's not an issue. The meet and greets themselves, we have a boilerplate agreement that really specifies exactly how they have to run for her own safety. So we're very careful about all that. But we usually try not to do more than 2 appearances a month, and that's mainly for my own sake. I've got 2 kids and a family, so being away from them is tough.
All right, well, we have run out of time here. I could talk to you guys for much longer. I thank you so much for joining us. And once again, we invite you to go to Bub's website, lilbub.com, or check her out on Instagram. I am Lil Bub. Thank you guys once again so much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
All right, now's the time to check in with what was trending in the area today. Lots of pipeline talk, because that is where our Prime Minister was in Edmonton talking about the pipeline. He's saying it's going to get built, so that's what I had to ask you. Today, I wanted to know, do you think the Trudeau government is going to get this pipeline built? And here's what you had to say on social media. Of course, you can keep weighing in. Jody said nope, and he never had the intention either. And David, well, he just kind of laughed and said, yeah, right, he only bought it to buy more time for them to kill it. And then Brent says it'll get built, but it'll cost taxpayers a lot more money. It's already cost quite a bit. And then Sandra says no, but closer to the election, he's gonna, this is kind of an election poll. And then Stuart says he's talking around in circles just to blame the courts for the failure. So I want to know what you guys think. Do let us know all over on social media. We're going to check back in with Brittany, who's down in Frog Lake for the big exhibition game.
I'm joined with the assistant coach of the Bonnyville Pontiacs, TJ Miller. It's his first season with the team. What are we seeing so far in the preseason?
Oh, I've been thoroughly impressed with everybody. I know, being my first season with the Pontiacs, the staff has welcomed me with open arms. It's been absolutely incredible. The team we have this year is second to none. We've got some unbelievable characters and some great leadership. I think our leadership group's the best group I've seen in my 5 years of coaching so far, and I just can't wait to get started with the regular season next week.
And now what are we seeing with some of the new rookies that are coming in? We're having to make that final roster rather soon.
Yeah, like I said, I've been blown away with everything, especially the first-year players. You know, we're under 30 guys right now, and we have some really hard decisions to make moving forward. Saturday's probably going to be the day, but all these guys are working hard. They all want to make this hockey club, and, you know, we want to have them all, but unfortunately we can't. So we got to meet as a staff the next couple days and make some hard decisions.
Definitely. And now, so prior to this, we did a little bit of coaching in a few different leagues in different places. Why don't we share with our viewers where that's at?
Yeah, well, I started my coaching career off in Finland, actually. I got a sports management degree over there, as well as coach Junior A. I came back to North America. I got a job in the Western Hockey League with the Tri-City Americans, and I spent the last 2 years after that with the Nipawin Hawks in the Saskatchewan Junior League. Last season, we won an SJHL championship, so hoping to bring that winning mentality and identity to Bonnyville this year, and you know, I'm happy where I am right now. It's truly a great place to be.
That's amazing. And now, what do you think of Bonnyville?
Oh, I love it. I think the town's awesome. The people are so great and so kind, and you know, I feel right at home. It's nice to be back in Alberta. I'm from Calgary originally, and you know, I'm very happy to be here.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining us, TJ. And we're going to now go over to Michaela, who is at Best Buy, finding out some new tech trends.
All right, we're back at Best Buy with General Manager Daryl Truba, and we're talking what's trending in tech as everyone's going back to school. And this tablet is a great option if you're a student or just in the workspace, cost effective, and it does everything.
Absolutely. So the Microsoft Surface Go is brand new this year, starting at $529 and up. It's an amazing price for all students going to school. It can not only go to the classroom, but out, running full Windows Starter on it, that you have the versatility to do everything you need to.
Awesome. And this detaches, so you can actually have a keyboard and a tablet. Like, you don't even need a laptop when you have one of those.
So you take this on the go, yeah, it can be both. You can transcribe right on the touchscreen, or you can use it as that keyboard replacement.
Correct, and it's very portable, which is awesome. Okay, moving on, this is a really cool product. Now, this will do your transcribing for you.
Absolutely.
And we were talking off camera about some of the products beforehand where you had special paper. This, you don't need it. You could write on anything.
No, so new this year is very, very exciting as well. Loving to transcribe your handwritten documents in class, taking notes that aren't able to be typed onto a keyboard, such as math and so on. Very cool. You can transcribe it to laptop, tablet, and phone as well.
Look at that. You can put your long division onto your tablet.
Phone,
yeah, exactly. That's a really cool product. And now smartwatches have definitely been getting popular in the last few years, but you guys have a lot of options. Makers like Fossil and Garmin, and I see now Samsung is making one, so there's kind of one for everyone.
Absolutely. So we do carry a lot of brands of smartwatches. So these two we show off at the Garmin, the Samsung in-store. You can come in to check out, but we have more online that are available to order, such as Fossil, Hugo Boss, those brand names that really catch your eyes. These two specifically have some great features as fitness tracking, pair to your cell phone for phone calls, text messages, and other options inside as well.
Awesome. So you can pretty much do everything from your wrist.
Absolutely. Now.
Awesome. Okay, great. So there's really something for all students, whether you're going back to college, into the grade school, there's something for everyone.
Absolutely. Best Buy is the best partner to find all the gadgets and gears for back to school season.
Exactly. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining me and talking about what's trending in tech. And you guys can come by Best Buy and check these products out for yourself. We'll have more primetime local news coming up after the break. All right, well, social media was talking about this all day. Brie Larson is going to be Captain Marvel. Are you guys excited for it? I want to hear from you on social media. Primetime local news. This girl's really excited. And then otherwise, they're killing off Kevin Spacey. There we go. I forgot his name there. They're killing him off because the Me Too movement. Are you excited? This kind of had Twitter up in arms. Some are excited, some aren't. I want to know what you think. And then Serial for our podcast listeners. Season 3 teaser was announced. I know I'm going to be definitely downloading this as soon as it comes out. And then, of course, we asked you, do you think the Trudeau government will get the Trans Mountain Pipeline built? Lots of comments coming in live. We'll read some of those at the end of the show, but 78% of you do say no. Keep those comments coming. We'll be right back after the break.
Furniture set and design, supplied by Furniture Gallery and Furniture House, downtown Lloydminster.
They haven't said cured du zero yet. I'm here in Frog Lake. We're going at 7:30 p.m. The puck drops. The Bonnyville Pontiacs are taking on the Lloydminster Bobcats. The ice right now is being prepped. The Zamboni is running, and tomorrow night you can catch us live at Community Registration Night and the Your Voice Night put on by the City of Lloydminster. They're talking city budget. Tune in from 5 to 7 p.m. for all of your coverage. Back to the studio.
All right, thanks, Brittany. We're going to take a quick look at our 7-day forecast before we head off for the night. A little bit of rain coming over on the weekend, 21 on Saturday rather, and then it's going to cool back on Sunday to 11. Our averages for this time of the year are 19, so we're a little bit below that. Hopefully it's a little bit far away right now so that we'll be able to get a little bit warmer as long as we don't get any frost. And before we end tonight, I do want to read some of the comments we're getting on this pipeline debate. Marilyn says she doesn't think they're going to build it. They bought it to shut it down for while this government is still in office. And then Tara went and commented, and she says, I thought the same thing, but spending $4.5 billion of taxpayers' money to shut it down makes no sense. Hot debate up on our social media. Do weigh in. We'll ask a question every single day, and your answers could be featured here on the show. And tomorrow, Josh, we have CPCA action.
Yes, the documentary finally airs 7:30, half hour. A historic finish to the season. Great fans out there, and yeah, it was a lot of work to get it done, so excited to see it.
But you got it done.
Yes.
He just hasn't
Clutch.
slept in 3 weeks, guys.
Yeah,
it's
it's
fine.
been not a lot of sleep, no.
Awesome. Well, look forward to that, everyone. We'll see you again tomorrow, 5 o'clock on Primetime Local News. Have a good one.